Welcome to Gimcrack Video. How can I help you tonight?
Hey, yeah, we're just browsing for something a little different.
Well, have you tried our Forgotten Classics section?
Is that the one over there under the sign that says "Blighted by God"?
Oh, I found something. Have you seen this before?
Never heard of it. Let's grab it.
Enjoy your selection.
Hey, you know we're still here, right?
Oh.
Hey everyone, welcome to Found on Shelf, the podcast that keeps on trucking. I am your canonically immortal host, Patrick, and with me, as always, is my much better prepared co-host, Dustin.
Yes, and I am also immortal, apparently.
That's true. We are canonically immortal after the devil said that we could never die because we made him watch things.
Yes.
See, there's a canon in this show. If you want to get involved with the story continuity, which changes and evolves, you're just going to have to listen to all of the episodes.
Right.
I think we're getting up there right now, are we?
Yeah.
This is our year-end special. We'll talk a little more about that in a minute. This is like we just got through season 2. We're about to start season 3. We want to take a minute to kind of do a post-mortem on everything and see how, it went and get some feedback. Just going to talk about the process a little. There is a process.
Yeah.
The process is not dissimilar to spam, but it is processed. So, Dustin, how are we feeling tonight?
You know what? It's the end of the year. I'm feeling good. Having fun doing this. I'm very much enjoying torturing people with some of these movie choices that are not the greatest choices in the world, but
Oh, you're kidding. You didn't think Getting Lucky was a great choice?
No, Getting Lucky was probably one of my better choices.
I'm looking at the list right now and seeing it all just kind of like splayed out before me. You went hard this year.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like looking at crime scene photos.
Yeah, it was I think it might have been a tad unnecessary.
I mean, I can't say mine isn't hit and miss, but there are some impressive picks here. I gotta get it to you on that one.
Yes, you've got some pretty high highs, and I've got some really low lows. So I think it balances out in the long run.
yeah. Peaks and valleys.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of peaks and valleys,
which
Manor.
porn movie? Oh God damn it! So we did feature a recurring segment on the show in which you would regale us with the goings on of the MILF Manor series. Tell us, how did that go for you?
We tried a few bits this season, and just wanted to see how things were going. Much like when you're watching an old sitcom and they add like a little baby brother or something to the show. You just kind of have to mix it up a little bit and just try new things. So I watched MILF Manor. At this time of recording, it is still not announced whether there will be a season 2 or not.
Well, there will be, but they have to wait another 20 years.
It's going to be the sons in there. Oh, never mind. That's even worse. I hated myself for watching it. It was kind of fun torturing you with some of the some of the games they played on it, but it's good times. I don't know if I'll try that again. Maybe I'll. You know what? I think for this upcoming season, I think what I'm going to try and do is actually watch things before pitching them.
That is a novel approach.
I might do that. Not for all of them, but for a couple of them probably.
Is this feedback from the Krampus episode?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, when a Krampus episode starts out with army soldiers raping a nun. That's a bit rough. That is
Just a smidge. Yeah, just as have some notes for the creators of Sister Krampus.
very unnecessary. So we had a one thing that that we did also do this year that was different, is we had some interviews.
We did. We had we interviewed Jeff Kirkendall
Yeah.
of the Amityville in Space movie.
And
Yeah,
lots of other Polonia films.
yeah, yeah. No, he's had quite an illustrious career in the
Hmm.
Polonia. Is it the Polonia verse? Polonia verse.
Ooh, gosh, I don't know how you would say that.
And then also we did talk to Alan Maxon and
Yes.
the
Crew.
creative of Alien Planet.
Yeah. We got Christmas with Cookie himself on here to
We did.
that really just made me happy. That was like a Christmas present for me. So I'm good. But no, that was that was a lot of fun talking to those guys, and just hearing some of the making of and finding out what they are about, what they like, and all that stuff. So that was cool. It'll be a work in progress. We'll get there. We're fine tuning things here. I think it's going good.
We had more guests on this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Glass Half Full Moon podcast came back for Christmas, and we got Satan on for Halloween. So
Mm-hmm.
that was we're branching out a little.
Yeah, I mean, Satan's on. Why not? Yeah, that was a fun little narrative that we did. I like that. Patrick, out of all of these movies that we've got, your movies, my movies, all these movies here, um, what what would you say your favorite movie that we covered was?
Out of all of them, or out of yours?
Out of all of them, I'll make you pick my top three. But out
Okay.
of all of the movies, what do you think? What was your favorite?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be on my list. So,
Probably like just overall movie, Christmas Bloody Christmas. But Symbol is real close second on that, because
yep.
it's because making someone watch Symbol is an experience. It's not a bad movie. I love Symbol as a genuinely just weird ass movie. It's cool watching people try to grapple with the lack of any kind of like sense of what's going on the screen, but like in a more engaging way, because it doesn't feel like a pretentious art movie because it's a dude in a room poking dicks. But but then it turns out he's God. So
Yeah.
uh but Christmas Bloody Christmas is my top out of all the ones I picked and all the ones you picked. But
You sure it wasn't Riot? You sure that wasn't your favorite one?
yeah, that was one of my picks. Yeah. You know what? The thing about Riot is
That was payback for Kirk Cameron saving Christmas.
it was
Yeah.
I just wanted to, I thought it added some flavor to the show. Uh
Flavor, huh?
your reaction was priceless when the first music video dropped, and you're like, "Wait, what?" It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was something else. Let's see. I'm trying to think what is my favorite. I would Yeah, I think I'd have to go for Symbol or possibly even Low, because Low
Lowe's
was
up
just
there. Lowe's really good.
yeah. Yeah. So but Symbol for its pure just bizarreness and off the wall, just I mean, I didn't see any of it coming at any time, and it just continually got just weirder. So I enjoyed that.
There's no ceiling to it. It just
No.
keeps going, which I
Yes.
love that in a movie. I love a movie that's not afraid to just go bonkers, but like the bonkers keeps on coming. Just absolutely unhinged films.
Yeah. Yep.
It's why even in mainstream like horror movies, my favorite movie right now is probably still *Malignant*, because the movie is unhinged and it commits to being unhinged in a way that no one with that much money in their budget should, and it's fantastic.
And you know what? Not enough people talk about that the dollhouse shot, like camera work that they did in that movie. That sticks with me, and I absolutely loved it.
That's the thing about that movie, is like it's really well made and on every aspect. It's just also insane. And people talk about how insane it is, but they don't talk about the fact that it only works because not only is it nuts, it's like executed by people all firing at really high cylinders.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just like, yeah, like you said, it had to be that kind of outrageous to pull you into this story. And so, yeah, that was good. Are there a lot of people that don't like that movie?
Yeah, weirdly.
Yeah, people are weird. The hell's wrong with people?
I don't know.
All right, so that was your favorite movie overall. What I'm gonna, well, I don't know if I should make you pick your top 3. Maybe I'll just,
No, that's okay. I can pick 3 movies out of the ones you picked, right? That's the game.
yes, you pick the top 3 movies that it's going to be easy for me to do on yours, but it's going to be real hard for you to shut on mine.
I like how you picked 3 Krampus movies, but you just listed them all as Krampus.
Well, because I knew you wouldn't pick any of those for anything, so it didn't really matter.
No, I'm not.
Unless you want to pick 2 best and 1 worst.
3 best. Well, Critters 4.
All right. Our 4th of July special there, yeah.
Big Man on Campus.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Luga, 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 luga.
God damn it, and Xanadu.
Wow. All right. All right.
Xanadu doesn't count. I made you pick Xanadu.
Yeah.
Let's do a different one. The Being.
Oh my god.
For this reason. It starts out as the town that dreaded sundown and then forgets it's doing that.
And it was supposed to be an Easter movie. That movie was just, yeah, that was a weird one.
It's boring, and it took me 3 or 4 times to get to. But but the fact that it starts out so committed to a bit that it forgets it's doing about halfway through.
Yeah,
I gotta give it some props. You've got a couple of movies that aren't terribly constructed to, like Forest Warriors. Forest Warrior is a movie. Spitfire
questionable.
Could be questionable. Could have been a better movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it was all of James Bond illegitimate children running around. Yeah, that would have been
hilarious. Yeah. And forget the gymnastics aspect, but hey.
Yeah.
All right, that's
it's much like what was it we watched last year? Was it Parasite? I think it was Parasite. Where you're like, there's a much more interesting movie going on outside of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Parasite? I think it was. But yeah, it's very.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Parasite. Yeah.
It's very.
That was like a post-apocalyptic
interesting movie here. It's not here.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So what were you going to ask me there?
So what's your top 3 movies of the ones I picked?
Okay. I'm not letting myself choose Symbol again because I chose it as my favorite. So that's out of the list. Well, now I'll throw Low in there because that was great.
It's a fantastic movie.
And, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. The movie is just nuts.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
That stupid snake. And the guy skateboarding on his hands. Oh my god.
Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee. Actual dialogue from the film.
Yes. Oh, that's it. So number 3 is kind of tough. I'm torn between the Room and Christmas Bloody Christmas.
No one has ever said that exact sentence before.
No, and I think that the Room kind of narrows it out a little bit.
It would have to, because you hadn't seen The Room beforehand, right?
Yeah. So that was an eye-opening experience for me, and it was amazing. And the lead actress in Christmas Bloody Christmas just said "fuck" way too many times for me, so it took me out of the movie.
I know people who talk like that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Maybe I just get tired of hearing it. I'm like, nope, that's enough. That's enough.
When's the last time you watched a Kevin Smith movie?
Oh gosh, it's been a while. I
Yeah,
do have a copy of Clerks 3 that I should watch.
probably don't try it.
I've heard good things. We'll see.
I'm just saying it definitely does the same thing.
All right. All right.
All right.
Well,
Let's see. Let's flip that question on its head. What were the three worst movies you saw?
hmm.
Actually, hold on. What's the worst movie overall, and then what's the three worst ones that I picked?
Oh, all
Same
right.
question.
I mean, I would have to say that the worst movie overall would have to be Riot because it was not a movie.
Really? Okay.
I
Okay.
I hated Riot.
Okay.
Um, I I don't think
So so
there's
so so like you're saying you're a pass on Carmen's second movie then?
well, I mean, at least let me know if you do it so I can make an appointment with my therapist the next day.
I watched them as a child and I turned out
Just fine.
you know what? You have a point. Um Heart of a Champion doesn't have music, so you're good.
So I would have to say Riot would probably be my least favorite out of all of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolute shocking. What's well, if you had to pick three of the ones that I picked, were there worse that aren't Riot, what would they be?
That would have to go to um things and things. No.
Mhm.
So three things. Grizzly 2. Um,
Grizzly 2 was bad. Yeah.
yeah, it was the shitty editing that really got me on that movie.
It's shitty everything.
Yeah.
But the editing is especially egregious.
So yeah, we got, and you know what? I gotta go with the Funky Forest.
Not Replicator.
I no, I still walk around going Gator Babe. It was a horrible movie, but it was entertaining at least. Funky Forest had
Is
like 20 really good minutes in there, and the rest of it was just all over the place.
but you actually brought that one to our attention to begin
Yeah, when you should learn not to trust my judgment on these things.
with. All right, my worst overall, it's Things. Like
Yeah.
hands down. Hands down Things. That Things is like a meteoric experience. Things is a tour de force of bad. It's
Mhm.
I don't know if I have ever truly experienced a cinematic experience like watching Things. But I definitely don't want to
Yeah.
again.
I mean, once you've experienced things, then it's hard to
You,
go back.
nothing's that really the same. You know,
No.
Things, and even though I'm caught up in a tailspin, I can't say that things remain the same.
Yeah, but I still think Riot is worse than things.
I think that you're just. I mean, ideologically, Riot is worse than Things. I'll give you that. Uh,
And I still have visions of those stupid music videos when I fall asleep.
taking a step of faith.
All right, so what's your other bottom three out of mine?
Could I sooner pluck the stars from the sky? All three Krampus movies. Fuck that shit.
Oh, that's just cheating. But yes, they were all three pretty bad. I would probably rate those my three worst.
I mean, the only ones that would come close.
The movie from my childhood memories of that movie.
And also, wasn't a big fan of Mansquito.
Yeah, that was pretty boring. It was a bit underwhelming for what it could. Although for a sci-fi movie, if we were just going to base it on like a made-for-TV sci-fi movie, not the worst.
Not the worst, but still not the best.
No. I mean, it's no Sharknado.
I mean, Sharknado's really only come around once in a lifetime.
Yes,
Or 4 or
or
5
eight,
times.
or however many fucking movies of that they did.
I don't know. They stopped being good after the second one. Well, after the first one. The time it gets to the second one, and they're aware of what they're trying to do, then they can't nail.
Yeah.
They can't stick the landing at that point.
Yeah, when the campiness just kind of flew and it went, then it was fine. But yeah, it just they just tried too hard.
Camp camp is very hard to do right.
But yeah, they did a lava lantula about a fire spitting tarantulas.
There's also a zombie tsunami one.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Zomnambi or Suzombi or
Oh
Hurricane
God. See,
Zombie or something.
okay, you know what? I need to see Lava Lantula now because it stars a bunch of the cast from Police Academy, including Steve Guttenberg and Michael Winslow.
Well, at least we figured out what happened to Steve Guttenberg.
What is he doing?
You're in one movie where you fuck a ghost and your career's over.
Just done. Oh my God, that
Do you
is funny. I
do,
don't have to watch
do,
that
you-
movie.
do you remember High Spirits?
Um, no, I don't.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things right here.
Okay.
High Spirits is a movie, and I'm pretty sure Steve Guttenberg is in it. Give me 5 seconds to Google what they call something in this movie because they have a very specific slang for it, and I want to know if I get that right. They do not say what the name is on the Wikipedia page, so I will not be able to tell you the slang thing. All right, so High Spirits is a movie that has Steve Guttenberg in a starring role. So, this guy who's a drunk, and I think he's got a couple other problems. He's strapped for cash, so he converts his ancestral home in Ireland into a bed and breakfast, but it's
Okay.
haunted. So they have all of these American tourists show up, and Steve Guttenberg's one of them. But it's a haunted castle in Ireland. So they
Okay.
interfere with these ghosts, and these. It's a pair. There are ghosts all over the place, but specifically, there's one of the pair is the ghost of these lovers. For whatever reason, the guy it gets jealous and murders the woman he loves, and then in a fit of remorse murders himself. Right. So
All right.
he stabs her to death, and he turns the blade on himself. Now, the Steve Guttenberg and his wife are a couple on the outs, and they
Okay.
each start a relationship with these ghosts.
Oh.
So independently, they're having affairs on each other with these ghosts.
Okay.
And there's something that you shouldn't do apparently, but they're going to do, and it's fuck the ghosts. It's a huge plot point of this movie is explicitly ghost fucking to the point where they have a slang term for it. I think they call it skelting or something to that effect, but I can't find it.
Skelting.
I haven't seen this movie since I was a child. I do not remember.
Oh my
Okay.
God. See, I
the segue I want to take here is why in the 80s did we have a plethora of movies in which a person encounters a fantastical thing, is explicitly told not to fuck that thing, and then there's a whole part of the movie is fucking that thing, even though they're not supposed to.
Yep.
So like because it's High Spirits, but do you remember Cool World?
Oh yeah, I do remember Cool World.
Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
You can't fuck a tune. Well, apparently you can.
See, I was when you said High Spirits, I was thinking of that movie How High with with Method Man and Redman, and I was like, Steve Guttenberg was in that shit.
No, Daryl Hannah's in this movie.
Yeah,
Peter
yeah,
O'Toole, Beverly D'Angelo.
Okay,
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson plays the murderer. Holy crap! Oh my god! Oh my god! Jennifer Tilly's in this movie. We should have done this movie. Fuck!
Yeah.
This should have been our St. Patrick's Day movie. I have failed you. I failed this podcast. I failed the listening public. We should have talked about High Spirits.
No, but we had St. Patrick's Day. We did Getting Lucky. That has a leprechaun in it.
Dustin.
We could have done Leprechaun Origins.
I mean, we could also podcast about the shape and consistency of dog shit. And debatably we have.
Oh, yes, we have. Yeah, so I mean, outside of this podcast, I did watch all of the Leprechaun movies over the course of Halloween. So
Cinema.
I'm trying to catch up on some some films that I may have missed a lot of the sequels to, because I've seen, I saw the first Leprechaun and then I never saw anything after that.
Well, they get better with age. The more sequels there are, the crazier they get, and you do hit a point in diminishing returns, but it gets to space, and that shit is just awesome.
Space one's great. The first Hood one is great, and then it's bad after that until you get the new one that came out from the Psycho Corman guy.
Yeah, that guy got it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I have a question, actually.
Yeah.
What did you think about Leprechaun Part 3?
Let's see. What happened in Leprechaun 3? Which one was that one?
That's the one where someone's turning into a leprechaun, and also he blows a woman up.
Was that the one in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that one. That one was fun because then the other guy started turning into to him. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I like the lore of how other people would become leprechauns, so that way you could think there's multiple leprechauns. So yeah, I that was actually, of the original trilogy, that might have been my favorite one. I might have liked that better than part one.
It's funny how often by the time you get to the third installment in a series, how much they take shape and really change but pivot, and you can see a lot of cool things. A lot of movies get to a third installment like for things you didn't even know were franchises. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, there's probably a couple.
What
went up to part 3.
What season are we going into next? What's our season number?
Well, this will actually, so upcoming, this will be starting, I think, in February, will be our third season of the Found on Shelf podcast.
You know what would be really cool? Now, hear me out.
More Polonia films.
Well, debatable, but what if in season 3, we only covered the third installment in franchises?
What?
I'm sensing I'm sensing a lack of faith here.
Okay. So my only problem with that is I think I know there's a lot of part 3 movies out there, but they're all pretty mainstream movies. Are we gonna have to kind of switch the focus, or are there a lot of kind of smaller, forgotten part 3 movies?
It's funny you say that. There's a lot of part 3 movies. Obviously there's Leprechaun 3, right? But
yeah,
have you seen the Angel series?
Is that about the avenging hooker or whatever?
There's 3 Angel movies. There's Angel 3. American Ninja has a third movie. Basket Case has a third movie. Beastmaster has a third movie. Troll 2? It's not the end of the Troll. There are two separate Troll 3s. There's Zombie 3, which is really Zombie 2, but Zombie 4 is Zombie 3. Do you remember the Munchies movies for Full Moon?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so there's Munchies, and then the children's movie with Dom DeLuise about an alien called Munchie is, in fact, actually a sequel to the Gremlins ripoff Munchies. So Munchie 2 is Munchies 3. You have Delta Force 3. You've got Feast, the movie that came off the Project Greenlight. That's Feast Part 3. Hell House LLC has 3 movies. Highlander has 3 movies, and those suck more and more as they go. The Howling 3, that one's called The Marsupials. There's fucking marsupials in The Howling 3. There's a third House movie, but we don't have to cover the third House movie.
Oh, you know what just came out last year was Feeders Part 3.
I regret this now.
and how many Children of the Corn movies were there? There's got to be 8 of those.
Oh god, there's a ton of those. Dude, Deathstalker movies. There's a third Deathstalker movie with a third Deathstalker, because they do not repeat. You do not get the same person playing Deathstalker in any movie. And spoiler alert: in 3 movies, there's still no death stalking. I don't know what they're doing over there. Left Behind 3, they get left behind again. Home Alone 3 gets Home Alone again.
Patrick, you should not have. You might regret this.
Let's see.
Are you familiar with the character Fred?
We don't have to do this.
I mean, that very, very kind of opens it up. But there is a Fred 3 movie. Okay. You know what? I am liking this. What else? I got Death Toilet 3 Duty Calls. We can watch that.
I hear that one's kind of shitty.
Yeah, probably. Oh
Good night,
yeah,
folks.
there's that's I'm sure we've got a couple of shark movies we could throw in there somewhere.
I'm sure there's a Scanners movie.
Scanners 3, Wishmaster. All right, you know what? I'm on board.
Yes.
Let's do part 3s.
Yes.
Let's do
Tell them there is a creature loose in this city. A creature that feeds on wishes.
I can't really promise that I'm going to pick the best movies for this.
Oh, shocker.
There might be some real stinkers in there. Did you know they made a third Cannonball Run movie?
I've seen the second one. Jackie Chan's in it.
Well, there's no need for a third Brady Bunch, or the third Brady Bunch movie too. Jesus Christ!
Is it Ninja 3: The Domination?
Oh yes, Ninja 3 is The Domination. We'll be dominating that one for sure. I think.
I don't know why, but I don't know why there's a third Prom Night movie when you had Prom Night 2. That movie's perfect.
And here's going to be the interesting thing with a lot of these is we're just going to jump in at part 3.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these that I've never seen part 1 or 2. So just like you threw me right into the Scanner universe with Scanner Cop.
Didn't you enjoy your experience?
I enjoyed that one. I don't know how much I'll enjoy this one because, like you did say, there are some movies, Leprechaun, and they just kind of hit their stride, and boom, 3 is great.
Sleepaway Camp 3 is fantastic.
Okay.
To be fair, every Sleepaway Camp movie is worth watching.
But I mean, there's some Universal Soldier 3, like. Did you ever watch Maniac Cop 3?
Isn't that the one where he tries to get married?
I've not seen any of the Maniac Cops, so I don't know.
Haven't?
No,
they're terrible.
I bet.
Let's see, Tremors 3. There are 3 Vice Academy movies. We can watch Vice Academy 3.
I got it. Grime Wave Cockface 3.
No, you're making that up.
No. Yeah, that's an actual title of a movie. Grime Wave Cockface 3.
I'm going to ask, is Grime Wave Cockface 3, God, okay. Is that movie really the third movie, or is it one of those where like we're jokingly going to say there's a whole bunch of these?
Oh, it's the third movie, and it's actually called The Domination. It's Crime Wave Cockface 3, The Domination.
Dustin, what's your Grindr history look like?
Not good.
So I think that's a game plan, yeah?
Oh, it's a plan. You might regret it, but it is a plan. This is gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Like Icarus, I have flown too close to the sun and paid for my hubris with Prehysteria 3.
Is that the cartoon dinosaurs?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one with claymation? Oh, okay. I'm thinking Land Before Time. That's okay,
there's 14 of those if you want to do Land Before Time 3, but I've seen that one.
Oh my god. Yeah. What has more movies, Land Before Time or Amityville?
Land Before Time, because it's a canonical series. Amityville is like in the mainline series. There's really not that many. What you're talking about with Amityville. Okay, so do you know Django?
Unchained Django? What are you talking about here?
Okay, so Django Unchained is a reference to the Django movies. The Django movies are really popular spaghetti westerns.
Oh,
right?
yeah, okay, yeah.
So, do you know how many Django movies there are? There's like more than 30. Do you know how many actual mainline Django movies there are? There's 2. There's a Django, the first Django, and then one made like 20 or 30 years later. Every other one is an unofficial Django movie made about a character named Django, but isn't the real Django to get along wild copyright issues. That's what the Amityville movies are.
Okay.
They're all unrelated movies about Amityville, but there's like 4 or 5 Amityville movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like real part of the story. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Because like the mainline series doesn't go into space or have job interviews.
I'm sorry about that one. Oh, and I do stand corrected. The Cockface 3, that was not the title. It's much like Killer Raccoons, where they changed the title of it, called it Part 2. The first one was called Gorgasm, and I believe the second one was called Goreface Killer. But the monster in all those movies were Cockface, who is a serial killer, I believe, that has a dildo on his head.
What are we doing here, Dustin?
I don't know. I don't know. You've sent me out. You know what? I'm just going to go on Tubi and type in Part 3 and see what pops up.
How many episodes are we doing? How many episodes do we have? I think we had quite a few the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, we usually do. We do
what's our milestone?
25. Well, we hit 50. We hit 50 episodes.
Hell yeah!
Between the 2 seasons, you were dead for that, but
oh, that's right. Canonically dead.
Yep.
Yeah, we did do a Halloween miniseries this year. Really stretched our creative legs a little bit. I thought it was as fun as it was cringe, so I think we did good.
Yeah. We hit 50. I think we're up to like almost 60 now or something like that. And most podcasts die shortly after 20 episodes or so. So I think that's a big accomplishment. I'm going to be relaunching our website here, hopefully within the next, by the time this airs, hopefully within the next few weeks after that. So that'll be cool. So be sure to check us out on the website. It'll be foundonshelfpod.com. You can sign up for a mailing list. We won't spam you. We'll just new episodes out. Check it out. Or, we'll let you know a movie we're going to watch next time ahead of everyone else. Ooh, make it special for the people. How about that?
Yeah. And remember, we're on every social media site. You can find us wherever things are found on shelves.
Yes. Found on shelves, typed into phones, all that fun stuff. And, so I was kind of distracted because I don't think I want to do Cockface 3 anymore.
I like that instinct. I'm gonna say we should lean into that instinct.
I looked at the cast, and it's an extensive cast of 6 people. The lead character's name is Russ T. Nuts. Knuts. And there's also Cyrus C. Litlicker, Big Wang.
Yeah, okay.
Pyong Yu, sports commentator. So those are the characters. And of course, the Cockface Killer. Who could forget? So I don't know. You know what? We don't have to do every Part 3 movie. We could pick and choose.
Yeah, we could pick and choose.
That would be a good idea.
Too bad there isn't a High Spirits Part 3. Boy, did I drop the ball on that one.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun movie. We'll have to save that one and do that in a couple years when we don't have a theme. Because now I got to come up with a theme for next year for you. You know what? I think that was fun. We had a good year. There were some good movies. There were some bad movies, but overall, I'd say we did a pretty solid number. We introduced people to some films that they may not have been familiar with before, and that's our job. That's what we like to do.
Well, I said that I would pick weirder and better stuff in season 2 than I did in season 1, and I think I committed to that.
Yeah, I would say you kind of went. You definitely stepped it up as far as quality. I can't say the same for myself, but
I mean, Cthulhu Mansion was a misstep for me.
That was not a good one. The Funky Forest, unfortunately, was also not the best step, but that wasn't due to anybody.
But I really felt people need to know about that movie.
Oh yeah, because like I said, nobody talks about it ever.
Nobody talks about it. No, it's like but it's so fucking weird. It's. I have a complicated history with this film, Dustin.
Yeah, you did. I mean,
I really want to like it.
Low, Symbol, and the Funky Forest is quite an interesting trilogy of films.
If you watched them all back to back, it sure the fuck would be.
No, all at the same time, just like on different TVs, just playing at once.
Wow. Let's see. What movies did we not get to this year that are in the notes to get to? We still haven't done the Bloodsucker Joan movies. This is probably my fault.
Oh no, yeah, it's we'll get to those.
There's something called Slipstream,
Yeah,
Busted,
did not
and Dynamite Johnson.
Dynamite Johnson. Maybe we'll do that one sometime. It's a foreign film about a child martial artist.
Okay.
We did a lot of the other stuff we planned. Slipstream was I've talked about it twice now. It was that movie with Mark Hamill. I just don't think it's that entertaining. It's just not that much fun to watch. So I don't know if that would. And I have no clue what Busted is. I thought you wrote that. Maybe I wrote that.
I didn't. And maybe it materialized.
Oh God! I mean, if I'm looking up Gorgasm, I don't know what Busted might be.
I mean, Gorgasm does also just sound like a Gore album.
Oh God, yeah, we might have to watch Busted. It stars the Coreys.
That's why he picked it.
Feldman and Haim. Feld dog.
Well, he is the comeback king.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was Corey Feldman's directorial debut. That's why I wanted to do
That's
it.
why he picked it. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like that would be painful to talk about.
Due to his frequent absences and drug use during filmings, Corey Haim was eventually fired by director Corey Feldman. Wow. All right.
I'm sure that went over well, you know.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being a good movie at all.
Yeah.
Not even like a good movie to talk about.
No. God, no. So we're gonna watch it, right?
I don't know. No, well, it's not a part. It's not a part 3. So I'm
not
off
a
the hook
part 3.
For a year. Whew. Yeah, we're gonna have to find shark movies. We're gonna have to find Christmas movies. We're gonna have to find.
You say that like finding a shark movie. It's a third installment. It's going to be a difficult thing.
I guess if you want to go with with the series, they don't only call them part 3s, but it's like the same series.
Yeah, it doesn't have to say part 3, just so it is the third one. And then we have to decide which Troll 3 to cover. We have to decide if Zombie 3 or Zombie 4 counts as the third zombie movie.
Both. We'll do a double header. So what? Since it's kind of the end of the year wrap up, what new discoveries have you liked? Any new movies that came out like that you enjoyed? Enjoyed watching?
Like obscure ones, the ones we did on the show, or ones we just found?
No, just something new that you found that you had never seen before. That you're like, wow, this is pretty good. Like I watched the Leprechaun movies. I watched the Hell House LLC trilogy.
Yes. So during September, the Criterion Channel launched a collection of movies from Hong Kong that are called the Mr. Vampire series. So briefly in Hong Kong cinema in the 80s, there okay, let's see if I can say this correctly. Nope, there's no way I'm pronouncing that right. So the briefly so the briefly was a craze talk depicting the hopping vampires in Asian cultures. It starts with a movie called Spooky Encounters or Encounters of the Spooky Kind. And then that spawns off into a unrelated franchise of movies called Mr. Vampire. And there are these insane kung fu comedies made in Hong Kong in the 80s with hopping vampires. And they are amazing. Mr. Vampire is one of the greatest things I have ever seen. Mr. Vampire 2 is not, but the choices it makes in relation to Mr. Vampire 1 are so insane. It's also fantastic to watch. Mr. Vampire 3 loses it a little bit, and unfortunately that's the one we're going to watch this next year. But
of course.
But you do get to see somebody fold up a child like an origami piece of paper and shove them in a jar.
And really, that's all I want in life.
Yeah. So if anyone's out there has access to the Criterion Channel, or you want to purchase these movies. You can get them online. They're region locked, but there's a lot of region free players you can get. Mr. Vampire, fantastic films.
All right. Definitely gives me something to look forward to here.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I loved those movies. Dynamite.
All right, that'll be good. That'll be fun to check out. So, you got anything else to add on? Are we about wrapped up with this year-end wrap up? Any
I think we hit all of the notes we wanted to hit. So yeah, we are good. Remember, we are found on Shelf Pod on all social networks, and watch this space for what comes next.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess we'll see it season 3 for part 3 movies. I mean, should it be like Found on Shelf season 3, The Domination, something to that degree? Not The Domination, but it's got to be a title like that.
No one's believing I'm dominating anything.
I don't know.
I reek of cop energy.
Just dominating the hearts and minds of tens of listeners that we have around the world. There are dozens of our fans, and we appreciate everybody. So you can go ahead and, like I said, I'll have a email sign up sheet. We'll do a blog, and follow us on all the social medias. Interact. Shoot us an email. Pound on Shelf. Wow, found. You got me thinking about that energy again.
Good night, folks.
Pound on Shelf.